Scorpio. I probably received the most scorpionic downloads I've ever received for any of these general Tarotscopes. So, hello, welcome to this Gemini season. Woo, Eclipse season. Woo, woo, woo. I'm also a Scorpio, and it was a ride. It also went by like this, so I feel like it was just one of those things where you just have your head spun a million times. And you're just like, what did I just experience? The first channel download was you with this huge knife, and you were just stabbing something. And it was like the old version of you. It was like this blow up doll with a picture of your face on it, which seems very morose. And it's not anything bad. It's like that older version of you doesn't exist anymore. Or there's a facet of you where it's like, I don't even recognize that person. You were laughing as you were getting rid of that old version of yourself, which again, very Scorpio. It's like, this is not me. And I want you to honor how far you've come and get excited for these downloads. It might seem a little bit scary. It's like, you're asking me to do what in terms of God, source, universe, or what you have received in terms of the downloads. I know I received a download personally, and I was like, what, this? Like, you want me to do this now? On top of everything else that I'm supposed to do? But I just laughed, and I'm like, okay, cool. Well, and it just like all these downloads kept coming in. And then it just seemed very obvious what I need to do, no matter what judgment or reservations I have around that. So I've been getting that feedback a lot from other Scorpio dominant individuals, that everything is just falling into place, and there might be a little bit of doubt or a little bit of fear, but then once they let that go and just trust, it's like this eclipse energy is still active, even though we're now in Gemini season, right? And it's just allowing these next 6 months to be absolutely life-changing in all ways. What was also cute is I saw a little snail just chilling, slow and steady. But this snail was smiling from ear to ear, and it was just living its best life. It's like, I am really no rush to get anywhere. I'm just enjoying this kind of yellow brick road. And it even comes up in the cards too, that with all of this massive regeneration and alchemy, we can take it slow when we need to and just enjoy the journey and not be obsessed with the end destination. Right? And I think for some of you, you might want to go not into hiding, but I think you want to be very protective of your energy, right? It's like when new skin resurfaces, or we have a little child that's born, it's so precious. We want to protect it. So if it's a new dream or a new career that maybe you're not broadcasting it to everyone, you're very strategic in how you want to release this information, which is very Scorpio anyway. But if you have certain things that are coming up, that you're probably going to be protective of that energy or protective of that dream. And there was also a very big correlation to ritual work, to prayers, to hymns, to music. That was all kind of coming in. So if that's something that you've been feeling has been lacking in terms of the creativity or the connection with music and frequency, or even just guided meditations, there was I kind of saw an altar, and then it was like this big red orb of light. Root chakra, new beginning structures, right? In terms of what you're wanting to call in moving forward, and being mindful of your spiritual practice, spiritual hygiene, and also big, like prayer being a big one. And that can be prayer to whatever higher power, just kind of voicing your beliefs and thoughts and notions to even yourself of where we're moving forward, okay? First 3 cards. Like, yes, we know. And then we have the Sun, and then we have the 4 of Swords. And I have not pulled any of these cards for any other sign yet, I don't believe. Maybe the 4 of Swords, but I have not pulled these 2 cards for anyone. So Scorpio vibes all around, that yes, it will probably feel like a complete 180, or that there's going to be even more downloads or energies coming through. And as those downloads are coming in, I need you Scorpios to get the rest that you need. You're still processing and integrating a lot. Yes, Mercury is still retrograde to the 3rd. Retrogrades are nothing to fear, but they are a beautiful time to slow down. And that was kind of like the snail download of just enjoying the process and taking it slow and steady. So if you've gone through a massive level up, or there's just so many blessings to be had, enjoy this level, because we're not going to be here very much longer, and you just went through a complete tower moment. So enjoy, okay? And also for those of you who are Scorpio risings watching this, that means Mars is your chart ruler, right? And so Mars is going to be moving into Aries on the 24th of May. And so with that, with Mars being in its home sign, yeah, things are going to be taking off, and there's going to be probably a lot of good energy around work and dharma and your health, given that if you're a Scorpio rising, Aries rules your 6th whole sign house. And just for Scorpios in general, having our ruling planet in one of its home signs, things are going to start moving very quickly, or we're going to have a lot of purpose and drive to focus our energy very productively. And for those of us wanting to connect with greater power, higher love, more intellect, more purpose, or just even greater business deals and operations, we have the Two of Cups and the King of Swords. So this is the vibe. This is also just connecting with people that might be able to help us in business, or just really intellectual individuals that we can have great conversations with. I'm sure if you have dominant Scorpio energy, you have a low threshold for incompetence, and you do not want to be around small-minded people. So we are now calling ourselves for greater connections with really powerful people, especially with regards to business, military, or just power. I know that all elements have power. When I think of air, though, it's just being able to expand our minds, being able to expand our thoughts, which are good because sometimes Scorpios, right, we're fixed water, so we can be very obsessive or very tied into one thing at a time, whereas air energy can help disperse that and allow us to see a bigger picture, or even dream larger, or have the connections that we need, and having someone that we can trust. This can also be like a lawyer or a publicist, or someone that can help us network and expand our field. So if you're kind of in the market for even like someone in tech to help you grow and expand, this is the time to do so. And Scorpio, unfortunately, not everyone is going to be able to join you on this next level. We have the Five of Cups, which can also be linked to that energy of kind of death of old self, of mourning that. But it can also mean, for me, and just intuitively how I'm interpreting this, is like, not everyone's going to be here. Knowing how much power you are holding, knowing the expansion that's happening, knowing everything that you've just gone through, we're not going to be able to carry everyone. We're not going to be mindful of everyone's emotions. There's literally no time or energy for that to placate everyone. And so it's okay to mourn and to be sad about that, but I don't want you to feel guilty about moving on, or not being able to hold all these emotions, or be everyone's pincushion, or try and be everyone's problem solver. Like, it's going to be exhausting. Like, literally the Five of Cups was below the Four of Swords in this spread. So that could also just be simply our own emotions of being overwhelmed, or this is just a lot to process, of all these massive level ups and so much more opportunity, that if you need someone to help you hold space, it would be advantageous to make that investment to ensure, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, or all of the above. This also came through, I believe, for Pisces in terms of making sure their emotions are held for the right people. So it could just be a water type vibe that we're all kind of experiencing at this time. I'm going to pull two more cards, though, just to get clarity on this Five of Cups energy, to see how else we can utilize this energy for ourselves. And I mean, the Five of Cups too, just straight up, is embracing gratitude and not looking at deficiencies or faults or things that are not currently present. It can be like, oh, well, maybe I'm really successful in business, but I don't have this or that, and that's going to take all of my energy. It's like, well, no, you're so successful in business and your health and family, and you have a great home. We don't want to just look at one or two things in our life that aren't going well and allow that to deter all the other blessings in our life. And sometimes that can be triggered from other energies or news syndicates or whatever else is allowing to seep into our subconscious mind. So if that's something that's been plaguing you, or that will come through when you're like, I've had everything now that I've ever wanted except for this, and that one aspect is pulling the energy of everything else, we want to be mindful and not give that one thing all of our focus. But I'm going to pull two more cards just to see how else we can manage this. Two more cards, please, for Scorpios around this Five of Cups energy, please. I'm not sure if any of you are Drag Race fans. I'm low-key obsessed with the show and RuPaul. And there is an Untucked episode from season 5 when Detox is like, I've had it. Officially. I think that's the Five of Cups. I think you're just actually done with one thing. It could be even more like emotionally volatile with either one thing or one person. We're like, I do not want to keep investing into this relationship or this job. Like, I'm actually done. And that could be right now, or that could just be what happened during eclipse season where you have no more tears left to cry. Like, you're just done. And I think there's something better to invest into, Scorpio. So like I said, mourn that energy, that relationship, that opportunity that didn't work out, but there's something much better. And I think, especially with the Page of Cups, like something more fun and creative that you can utilize your energy towards. So whether that's singing, dancing, celebrating. And funny enough, we talked about, right, like hymns, song, and prayer coming through, and now we have the Page of Cups. So I definitely think some kind of creative way to express yourself and your energy would be advantageous. And even through that, there could be even community and networking that can be done in that space. Not that you're doing it for more work or money, but investing into this creative form is going to come back to you tenfold, whether it's joy, whether it's connection, whether it's just finding more community, or maybe even more love that you never know who you're going to bump into when you put yourself in these creative spaces. And the bottom card here, Scorpio, as a little extra good news, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is working out in our favor, especially with regards to the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of karma, right? Whether you believe in that or not, it's all of your actions that you're putting forth are going to have an equal effect, whether they're good or bad. And those good and bad notions are often self-defined in how we choose to live our life and what we deem as good and bad. So as long as you're abiding by your own set of morals and values and not compromising that for other people, you're going to be just fine. And if you are abiding by other people's morals and values and you feel like you've been getting the raw end of the deal, it's now time to bring in greater connection so that we can have everything we ever wanted. That's all. So that's a very powerful, succinct reading. And that is what we have to say this Gemini season. So there we go. If this reading resonated, please feel free to share with a fellow Scorpio that could benefit. If you want to book a one-on-one reading, our availability is now updated on our website for May and June. But please note, after June 18th, our books are going to be closed until Virgo season. So be mindful of that when booking in. And if this reading hit the nail on the head just fine and you want to say thank you with a tip or a donation, it's always appreciated. To support this content creation, our PayPal link can be found in the description of this video. Lastly, we have one more spot now available on our roster for anyone seeking long-term accountability and coaching. If that's something that you're interested in, you can head to our Contact Us page on our website and send us a message, and we can provide any further details you may need. Okay? Thank you, Scorpios, for watching. Have a wonderful Gemini season, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.